This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of May 20th, 2022. I'm Alex Brown. Roy Boswell, who grew up on a southern Indiana family farm, is gaining notoriety for his impressionist-style art that typically features farm equipment and landscapes. He says he was initially discouraged from focusing on such areas given who typically purchases the art hung in most households.
Women move the market, and I'm one of the few artists, I think, that paint something that is pretty masculine and driven in that direction. Most of my clients are men. Women will buy it, and it's typically because their dad or their grandfather or somebody they love is a farmer.
Boswell says he has heard from clients that his art brings back memories for them and their families. Indiana's unemployment rate remained at 2.2% for the month of April, staying flat from the previous month and well below the national rate of 3.6%. The Indiana Department of Workforce Development says the state lost 3,000 private sector jobs last month. Valparaiso University has named Charles Small as its next director of athletics, becoming just the third person to hold the position in 43 years. Small, who will begin the role on July 1, has spent the last 4 years with the athletic department at Iowa State University. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio. When the Governor's Public Health Commission presents its report on how to improve the state's anemic health ranking, it will recommend spending an additional $240 million on public health.
The panel says the funding boost is necessary to get Indiana's per-person spending up to the national average, according to our partners at WIBC. Indiana Department of Health Chief of Staff Shane Hatchett says that increase is just for foundational services like immunizations, not other big-ticket items under discussion, such as hiring more school nurses or improving access to paramedics. Public health funding in the Hoosier State is currently the 14th lowest in the country. Commission members agree their final report will need to offer specifics on how increased spending can improve Hoosiers' health and a plan for measuring how well it's working. Also, the panel has not issued recommendations on where the money would come from, though Hatchett says one possibility is making greater use of Medicare and Medicaid money for which the state is eligible. Governor Eric Holcomb established the 15-member commission in August. The panel plans to hold 2 more meetings with final recommendations expected July 21st. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Federal officials have accused an Indianapolis-based company that runs a Virginia facility breeding dogs for research of violating animal welfare law and recently seized at least 145 beagles found to be in acute distress, according to a lawsuit filed Thursday. Repeated federal inspections of the Envigo RMS facility in Cumberland County, Virginia, have resulted in dozens of violations, including findings that dogs had received inadequate medical care and insufficient food, were housed in filthy conditions, and some had been euthanized without first receiving anesthesia. Hundreds of dogs have also been found dead at the facility, according to inspections. Envigo was acquired by West Lafayette-based Innovative last November. Fishers-based First Internet Bancorp yesterday dedicated its new 168,000-square-foot headquarters in the city's downtown. Chief Operating Officer Nicole Lorch says the facility represents a new beginning for the bank and its employees.
This is at a critical juncture for us. This is really an opportunity for First Internet Bank to be reborn here in this location with new direction, new focus. I mean, the sky is the limit when it comes to opportunities for us. And so we have built a true palace for our employees because they're the ones who are going to make it happen.
The bank currently employs some 250 workers in Fishers, and Lorch says the response has been overwhelmingly positive. The building is part of a $157 million development announced in 2018. Mayor Scott Fadness says the facility sets the tone for the community going forward. IndyCar team owner Chip Ganassi is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.